Yeah. So we got a very special guest today. Could you do me a favor and introduce yourself, G?
What's up, man? It's Trippy G up in this motherfucker.
That's the boy Trippy G. My
Live and
home,
direct.
yes, sir. It's my homeboy right here, and this guy's doing a lot of things. You know what I mean, so we'll get to that. But let's get started from the beginning, G. So, a lot of cats know, they know about you and shit, and they know who you are. For the ones that don't, could you tell them a little bit about your background, how you grew up and shit?
Shit. Man, well, shit, everyone already knows where we at, where I'm from. I'm from a multi city,
Yes, sir.
Uh, shit, just pretty much grew up doing the same shit everyone around us growing up doing. You know what I mean? Was doing the same shit you was doing.
Yes,
Was
sir.
doing the same shit the homies before you was doing. So, nothing too out of the ordinary, but,
Yeah,
you
I
know,
think
we,
what makes our story a little unique, maybe not for our area, but for like a large percentage of the population, is that we had parents that were involved in that shit. You know what I mean? And
yeah, like people that I be talking to now that when I tell them like my grandma's from Bassett, like the enemies, they're like, your grandma?
yeah,
Yeah. And they
yeah,
be like, damn, your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, your brother, like everybody, that's how a lot of us are though, because
yeah,
we're the seeds that are fucking dropped in the dirt right there, you know what I mean? And that's just how it is. I don't know anybody from the hood that doesn't have a relative from the hood. I
yeah,
don't know anybody. Yeah, you know how it is.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But it's crazy because for us that's normal, but outside like gang circles, like that's just like crazy where they could have like entire family members and none of them are from gangs. You know what I mean? And for us, it's a trip because, like you said, like you got your parents. I got my parents. You know what I mean? Like my grandma, her, my step grandfather. You know what I mean? He's from the neighborhood and shit. And it's just like multi
Yeah,
generational. You know what I mean?
yeah, for real. I was having this conversation with a good homie of mine, and I keep telling them that it's not like I don't know. It's my thought. It's just a cultural thing. It's just a cultural shit. Like
Yeah,
they're there, they're reproducing there, and fucking they're stuck there for whatever reason. You know what I mean? And that's just how we're just being formatted in that same cycle.
yeah,
So, that's why I'm kind of glad. My kids go lay down somewhere far as fuck. I need
hell
to be
yeah,
over here. I'm on a plane. I'm landing right there quick. You know what I mean? So, there's people that move out the hood because they're rats and piece of shits and fucking lames and no good and they owe money and you know what I mean. So, like, they're tripping, dog. Like I keep telling motherfuckers like you can maneuver right without being distracted by all that shit. You feel me?
yeah, hell yeah,
Like, man, for instance, last night I was somewhere I had no business being for nothing. Was just posted up with the homie smoking. These bitches started going at it, and boom, these two fools started pulling bangers out last night. And I don't know if you've seen that video of that girl in Hollywood. She was right there, and these two dudes start arguing. This fool started shooting. They accidentally shot her.
oh shit,
So, like just shit like this that I see, there's people recording close by and I'm like, hey bro, like, hey homie, come here, like get the fuck away from
yeah,
that
hell
crowd,
yeah,
bro. Like, we don't need to be here. Come here. Let's
hell
go.
yeah,
Let's get the fuck out of here. They pulling. But I don't know, if it was just a whole different like now we're in a whole different area, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
it, they say you grow up and you change, and honestly it's not for a bad thing, I feel that's a good thing.
yeah, hell yeah,
You know, yeah, like I feel everything we go through, like where we're raised at, where we're from, like that shit just shaped us to be where we're at right now. So I wouldn't change nothing. I do that shit twice easy, like
yeah. No, I agree.
yeah.
That should definitely made us who we are. So let's get a little bit into that because you started off real young. How old were you the first time you went to jail?
Fuck. Well, the first time I got arrested, trip out on this. So back in the day when my mom and pops was doing their thing, and they had bought a house in Vegas,
Yeah,
and we would go to Vegas. And I remember one time we was going to Vegas all the time, every weekend, we went back and forth. Me and my brother and some fucking kid out there. I don't even remember. I think his name was Jason or some shit. He was a white boy. This fool stole a car, right? I was 7. My brother was like 8 or 9 at the time, and that kid was like 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Actually, no, he was like 13. So we're over here, my brother's steering. That fool's pushing the gas and the brake, and I'm in the back seat. This is the first time I got hemmed up by the cops.
Yeah.
And we got stuck on a dirt hill, and I took off running. We booked it, hopped in some bushes and shit. We little ass kid. When I look at my kids and they're 7 years old, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah,
I was doing some dumb shit at your age, like way out shit. You know, so like, bam. Anyways, but that was my first time getting like guns pulled on me, arrested. But I was so little that they just took me back to my parents. Basically, my mom had to come pick me up.
Yeah. How did she feel about that shit?
She was mad as hell. She was pissed. I remember that shit. My grandma was mad as a motherfucker too. She was talking mad shit. But nah, fucking and then after that, I think I didn't go to Juvenile Halls until I was like 12.
Yeah. And
then matter of fact, I was in Sally's, bro. And then I was buying some shoes, and then this cop comes in and just snatched me up. I'm like, what the fuck? And we had just me and some homies went on a high-speed chase the night before in a G-Ride that I had got. It was a Beamer. And I still had this motherfucker. I thought that's what they was getting me for.
Yeah.
But it was some dude that said we robbed him or some shit, you know, like a month before. He recognized me when I went to the store. And then boom, that shit just went down to a whole spiral downhill from that motherfucker.
Yeah, so from there you start going to camp and all that shit?
Yeah, like I did like 2 months and I got out, and then like a month later, I was out for like a month or two, and then I went on a high-speed chase. I had another G-Ride, went on a high-speed chase with a burner, and fucking, I was on my way to the Turtle's house in Baldwin. Remember he was staying in Baldwin Park, and I was there. I seen his mom, and his mom was like, oh, he just left. I'm like, man, he was supposed to wait for me. And on my way back, this cop tried to pull me over. I guess his probable cause was because I looked like a little kid, you know?
Driving
when I was
car.
like 12, yeah, when I was like 13, 14, you know, I was little as fuck. I was super skinny, you know? I was small. I was always the smallest one around. I was little, fucking 89 pounds and shit, you know? So he see me with some black gloves. Get out of there. Yeah, I went to boot camp for that shit, all kinds of shit, you know? I think that time I went to Camp Smith and Rocky.
And I went to visit my little brother. He was in camp. And I was like,
oh, yeah, he was in camp with us.
Yeah, I was like, who's here with you? It's like the homie Trippy. And they just said all kinds of youngsters and shit. Like, to me, you guys were youngsters at the time. Now you guys are about the same age. It's crazy how people catch up, you know what I mean? But back then, you guys were youngsters and shit. And I was tripping out on that. I was like, oh, shit. Like, damn, there's still a whole group of these motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember too. When I used to call back and shit, like, cause I used to talk to Shameless a lot too. I call that fool's house, boom, I'll be in boot camp, why, whatever. And then I remember he'd be like, oh yeah, it's the homie so and so. He's like, and then I'm like, oh shit, that's tight. And I remember when I touched down too in 2010. You remember when you got out of YA? It's a bunch of homies.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, so it was the same shit when I got out of YA in 2010. You know, I did my little 7 years and got out, bam. Boom, there's a gang of new homies out there. So
it's crazy because like you're the youngster when you go in, and when you get out, you got that G status already.
But you still a youngster. You know?
Yeah. And then let's talk a little bit about your YA experience. How old are you when you went to YA?
Fuck, I was like 14 when they sentenced me to YA, bro. And I had Judge Bellinger in Pomona Court, and she had told me like. Cause I only got locked up 3 times at that time, and she had told me the first time she was like, "This is your first strike." The second time she's like, "This is your second strike."
Yeah.
And then the third one she was like, "This is the last time I'm gonna see you in my courtroom. I told you that the first time I ever seen you."
Yeah.
The third one you're done, and I was like, "All right, fuck it, run that shit, let's go." I wasn't tripping on it, honestly, because like the way I seen it was like, it was just like, you know, everyone's this is just some normal shit, you know?
Yeah.
To me, like everybody like in my age group, like if you's active, you going fucking YA, dog. You going if you really out here, you catching cases, you gonna get hemmed up because you already know how it was when Crash Unit was out there. That fools would just fucking pull up with the door cracked and just jump out on us and run, hem us up, and boom, take us all to jail on some bullshit violate, whatever the fuck, you know. So in my mind, I'm like, these fools really active and out here. They be in here with us, you know. They're all the homies that was in there with us. We was all on our fucking P's and Q's, you know. We had a pretty tight little infrastructure.
Yeah.
We had everybody on the same page, so it was cool, you know. Like everybody would be like, yeah, them fools over there with the shit at. They'd be like, them Almonte Flores is, yeah, don't fuck with them fools with it, you know. Like,
yeah.
So I always used to like that feeling, you know.
Yeah.
Like when homies are landing and we'd be there, and then I see other fools telling them, oh yeah, you got homies over here. They cool. I'd be like, yeah, I like that. I liked that feeling, you know.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, you know, just everyone likes to be saluted and respected. You feel me? So
yeah, because
you know that goes without saying. So
you know what sucks is like when you be there and then like some food roll up from like another neighborhood and that food's kind of down or whatever, but like you don't really know who he is, and he'll be like, do I got any homies here? Like just that case, like that case ass fool used to bang your hood. Like I could only that would probably suck. You know what I mean? But
hey, real shit.
Yeah.
There was, man, I ain't gonna say his name, but there was some fool trying to say he's from the hood right there one time, and he was programming with all them case ass fools, dog.
Yeah.
He wasn't programming with it. We're in TS, and I told him, I'm like, hey, look, if you stay in that group for one more day, we're gonna have a problem.
Yeah.
But look, I'm gonna tell the counselor that you're gonna come with us. And he was like, and I was like, we ain't gonna beat you up. Don't worry about it. He's like, all right. Long story short, I got that fool to fucking come out with us and we beat the fuck out of him.
That's fucked up.
Hey, but I was mad though because when he first got there, I went to his door and I told him, I'm like, I knew his sister and everything. His sister was really good friends with with Chucky, rest in peace, you know? And I was real cool with his little sister at the time too. And I remember this other fool right here was cool with her. So I was just like, man, that's how I knew him. Yeah. And then I was like, you know, if I tell you something, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just going to give you the information and let you play out. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that's your decision to make.
Exactly, you know. So I basically just gave him the rundown like, yo, this all bad over here. Yeah. You know? So he didn't take flight, so we ended up beating the dog shit out of him, you know, but
was it
bad too.
You and a few other homies?
Bad. Yeah, we fucking stomped this swell bad, like 5, 6 of us.
Damn.
And yeah, you know, shit like that. I don't even like doing shit like that, you know, because I feel I get mad about. I take shit real personal, you know, because I feel like for like us and other homies that ain't even getting out, and you know, it's a psychological game, bro. Where I just take it real fucking like disrespectful, basically slap in the face when fools just basically shit on all the shit we fighting for. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm over here beating up all these motherfucking cornballs in the group you're fucking programming with. And you're programming with them because they're telling you that we're going to beat you up because you're programming with them. And I just told you what the fuck. All you got to do is come out and fucking take flight on it. It's simple. It's not hard, you know? So, like, I just be like, man, you're fucking lame. Like, fuck you. And then we had everybody on site. So by the time I got out, bro, my whole fucking mind was fucked up. It was way worse than when I went in. I swear to God.
Yeah, why would do that to you? Well, was that the first institution you went to, YTS or?
No, I went to I was in SR, Paso, OH, Preston. I went to all of them like twice before I went to TS because I kept getting kicked out of everywhere before I turned 18. So they could have sent me. I went to TS when I was still 17. They just held me in the hole there. I was in the hole with me and the homie. Yeah, I was in the rock with me and the homie Muerto and shit. And fucking, I was in there when I was 17 until I turned 18.
And somebody had asked about him the other day. They're like, hey, what's up with your homie Muerto? And I was like, you know what? I know he was in YA the same time as me because he got there like right when I was leaving. But I never bumped into him because he was a little younger. And fucking but
that's my daughter's Nino, you know, like because I met Muerto way before we even got locked up, you know, so I knew him from the streets too. So He was on the same shit I was on, you know, and he was down for like, I think he did like 8 years, honestly. He did way more than, he did more than me. He did like 8.
Let me ask. So you did 7 in total. What was your original parole consideration date? Was it like 18 months, 2 years?
Honestly, I don't even remember, fool.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I don't even remember. I just remember when I went to court, the judge just told me I'm going to Y. She didn't even say a time. And I'm like, okay. I leave. My lawyer comes and he's like, yo, so they're going to probably hold you till, you know, you're either 21 or 25, but I'm filing this because they're trying to give me an aggravated
Yeah.
charge because they're saying I fucking started the shit in front of I didn't start shit, but we finished it. You feel me? So
Yeah.
and that was the whole shit. So, anyways, yeah, I ended up going to right when I got to SR. They told me too. I don't even remember, but I maxed out like within like 2-3 months. The shit was done. There was like so it didn't fucking matter, you know. And I already knew that they're like, oh yeah, if you get here, you gonna max out. And I was like, all right. And they're like, the only way you're gonna parole is if you're like a little corn dog. And I'm like, got me fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm like, we maxing out then. Fuck.
And how was it in YTS, like when you're talking about those like that programming with certain cats, like, because that was a little different from when I was there, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, it got to a point where I don't even want to talk about the pay. I'm not even talking about those politics.
Yeah.
It got to the point where fucking like homie, it was like you know when there's just a bunch of homies, who you gonna beef with? Homies.
Yeah.
So it got to a point where like we kind of split. Boom. It was kind of like these fools were the Deuce Fives basically, and we're beating the fuck out of them.
Yeah.
Because we see these fools outside, we just gonna beat them up because they're not. Honestly, it wasn't even that serious. It was just like, fuck, we're gonna put everybody on site. If you're not on the same page, you're on site too. Fuck you too.
But that's YA for you though. You know what I mean? Like YA is never really that serious, but it could get serious. You know what I mean? Like that.
It can get serious. Yeah, like I've seen motherfuckers die in that bitch before. Like,
yeah. Like I was telling somebody the other day because you know, they're talking about like I was telling them like look, with homies or with anybody, right? If like let's say if you got homies and you had at the time Norteños, right? The homies are gonna go down with the Norteños. But if you take away the Norteños, you put, you know, blacks like Bloods, Crips, the homies gonna go out with that. I said you could take Bloods, Crips, everybody. It's just homies. I said they'll find a way to beef. Like it's when you're that young, and that's homies, that's everybody. You know what I mean? When you're that young, like you're active. You want smoke. You know what I mean? Like with
because you remember like in Juvenile Hall, once you hit the halls and you walk in, my thing was the first fool banging on me, I'm punching this fool in the fucking mouth unless it's a homie.
Yeah.
Just to fucking set a little demonstration off the top, like you come at me with squabbing.
Yeah.
So fools would just like, and you know how they would bang on you? They'd be like, what's up? What the fuck are you punching? Start squabbing, come back, they'd be like, all right, cool. We know where he's from and he ain't playing. So they won't even fuck with you after that. So I see fools come in, they be banging on you. They be all, then they're getting fucked with all. And you know how Hawaii was, that shit is just a macho man thing, basically. Just the whole thing was don't be a punk. That was it. You know, these fools would do the most fucking crazy shit there, but it was just like don't be a punk.
Yeah, and I think what made YA a little different than the halls is because in YA you kind of
you got grown ass men with kids.
Yeah, and then you hear stories. Like you don't really hear a lot of stories in the halls. Oh, this fool is a legend in the halls and shit like that, right? But in YA you kind of hear that shit, and that shit kind of pumps you up. We're like, okay, what could I do that'll make motherfuckers talk about me when I leave?
Hey, real shit. There was a homie. He was really good homies with a bunch of the homies. His name's Sporty from where the fuck was he from? I want to say Sporty from Clarence Street. And we was in the hole, right?
Yeah.
And he was my neighbor, and we had a hole in the wall. We dug a hole in the wall. We was in El Paso. We was over there doing a little SMP program. And one day he was like, man, he's like, I just want to go to prison already. Fuck this shit, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, fool, you're tripping. I was like, just write it out, you know? Fuck it. He goes, nah. And we had the same counselor, this black dude named Mr. Reed. He was like, he's like, I come out from my brown phone call tomorrow. I'm gonna just stab this fool Reed. And I'm like, shit, that's tight. I'm like, hey, that's tight. You're
Yeah.
gonna go down as a legend. Look at, to this day, I'm still talking about this shit. This
Yeah.
fool comes out, he starts booking, he pops out his cuffs and starts booking this fool the next day. And I'm looking through the crack of the door like, oh, I got my mirror and everything, you know, and I just hear that the CO Reed, he's like, he got a shake, help, and this fool's trying to plug him up, you know.
Yeah.
But he took off like a legend because everyone's like, damn, that fool booked
It
the
was
CO,
nuts.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, and that fool, you know, and why that's like, okay, damn, that fool, he got him, he did that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That made him memorable to me.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see?
Yeah. That's a trip because if you ever run into any of his homies, then
Exactly.
then you'll be like,
That's
oh
what I'm
yeah, yeah,
saying. And it's
yeah,
vice versa too. So I always have that in mind. And my thing is like, I'm always like, even when I'm around people, you know, I feel like I'm responsible who's around me. That's why I walk on this side of the sidewalk. You feel me? That's why I do certain things and move certain ways when I have people by me. Because if someone slides by bucking at us, they're probably gonna be bucking at me. And I don't
yeah,
want these fools getting hit, you know. But I always use that same concept as making a point to be like, you know, I want to make sure that when they say my name, it's in good standing, and that motherfucker be like, yeah, he's a fucking asshole, he's a fucking dick, a dog,
yeah,
and fucking he's this, he's that, but you know what, this motherfucker's a stand up dude, you know,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? You hold his end to the bargain, and you know, salute, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah,
because honestly, I'm like you. I never go out of my way to personally disrespect anybody. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And that's not me. That's not how we were raised. That's not how I was raised. It's just not my shit. But if we're in situations where we're doing what the fuck we do, you know, like I'm really fucking like a fucking Spartan. I was trained doing this shit from a young age. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Our parents showed us the shit. My grandpa showed me how to cook dope and re-rock crack in a fucking microwave. You know what I mean? My
yeah,
grandpa showed me that shit. So it's like, you know what I mean? It's like a Spartan. They train these fools from a young age, you know, and they turn into a fucking beast. But it's like, I'm trying to divert all that shit, you know, because all that shit put me through shit that made me go through shit like mentally. You know, you go through shit emotionally too. You know, a lot of
yeah.
fools
Hell
don't
yeah,
talk about that. A lot of people don't talk about that, like the stress, the anxiety, the fucking. Because I used to be in my room and I'll be fucking stressed, G, like not stressed, but I'll be like anxious because like I can't get out.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. You're
So when I
trapped.
did, yeah. So when I did get out, like I was just fucking a bat out of hell. Just, I did not want to be in a room. I didn't want to be in a house. I didn't want to be in a car. I want to be outside, like all
Yeah,
day outside. I'm outside, running around doing this. Like I
yeah,
made a whole fucking list of things to do. You feel me?
yeah, yeah. You know, it's crazy. I've talked to a lot of people, and everybody who had done like real like a lot years, they've all said the same thing. Where it's like when they get out, they're anxious. There's some kind of anxiety. They can't be
Yeah,
around a lot of people, and it's like I had a few of them even said that they felt like they've never felt like fear, but that was kind of like similar to fear, where they're like just being amongst things that they're not aware of. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not even like they're not afraid of getting shot. They're not afraid of,
I know
but
exactly
it's
what you're
like
talking
just
about.
like going to like fucking the DMV. It's like, what the
Yeah,
fuck is this? Like, I don't know any of this shit. You know what I mean? And it's a trip
yeah.
because, like you said, those motherfuckers that'll book fools. There's cats that'll fucking like they'll slice somebody. They'll do whatever they have to do. But when it comes to like going grocery shopping, or it's like they're clueless. They're like, whoa, and they're not scared of they're not scared like something's gonna happen to them. They're scared like, what the fuck am I doing? How do I
Because
do this?
because they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
That was my thing. That's why like now I do a lot of like I told you last time, like when I do the backpack drive and they do back to school,
yeah,
I do that for a reason, you know, because I didn't like going to school because I didn't really know how to read and write good until I was like 16.
yeah,
So I didn't like going to school because for one, I was embarrassed of that, and then two, we didn't have like I didn't have gear and shit like that. We was living in motels, so I was super embarrassed of that shit, you know. So the only other thing I had was like to try to stand behind my gangster, you know what I mean?
yeah,
That
yeah,
was it.
yeah,
I was like, all right, I might be bum, I might have some beat up shoes right now, you know, but we get busy. Like,
yeah, hell yeah.
You don't
especially
respect my line.
especially in Monte, because your boys will clown you for anything, like
Oh yeah.
anything. It was crazy because I grew up the most of my time, like I grew up on the south side, and I grew up living on Garvey, right?
Oh,
Like
your mom's on guard.
they would just
That's the
like
first one.
yeah, they would really talk about my like they would talk about like the girls that I met, like oh where'd you like with like I was with a girl, they like where'd you meet her at on Garvey? I was like, man, fuck you, man. And they would just be like,
They'd be like, that's a fucking him. That's a shim.
yeah. So they would clown me because I lived on Garvey and shit. It was like, well, fuck it, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, but that shit's cool because you end up like, those are your boys. You end up clowning them for anything too. You be like, you come to school looking like a
Yeah.
lumberjack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You better not dress like that because your motherfucker's gonna clown you. So you get out of a YA. You know, but you do your thing in there. You max out. Uh, how are you on the streets now? Like, are you
Man, honestly, fool, I had one like I'm not even playing. You could even ask Muerto. This fool knows. This is how fucked up my head was at the where like right now I have a bunch of goals and plans and shit that I'm doing. But like when I got out that time, I swear to God, I made a list of things to do.
yeah.
Stupid shit. Have a threesome, fucking do all this crazy shit. You know? Fucking and my whole mentality was I just want to be out for 1 year to accomplish all these little dumb, simple fucking tasks. That's it.
Yeah.
After that, you can put me back in for the rest of my fucking life. I don't care. I just want to be out for 1 year to do this. And to me now, I think about that shit like, man, that's fucking the fuck kind of thinking is that? Like,
Yeah.
you know, like what the fuck could somebody be going through to really believe that that's all they got? Like,
Yeah.
all right, I just want to do this couple things, be out for 1 year, then y'all could have the rest of my time. Like,
Damn. Yeah.
you see what I'm saying? Like, you got to be at a point of just like, fuck this shit. Because, like, I remember like the last 5 years, we're pretty much 23-1. You know, come out shackled up. We couldn't leave the fucking unit unless we're shackled. So, like, they had it fucked up, dog, to where, like, it kind of gets you to a point where, like, I know myself. I know the way I'm going, and I know that this is how it's going to end up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was okay with that.
Yeah.
So I was just like, fuck it, I'm going to get out. And, you know, I'm going to go do the fucking, I'm going to go flip this and flip that. And you know what I mean? Same shit everyone be trying to do. But I don't know. I'm just glad that those things kind of shape the way I am right now, because now I'm like in a whole different fucking realm, bro. Like,
Yeah.
Like I stay away from everybody. I just mind my fucking business, do my music, tattoo, kick it, chill with my kids, whatever. And that's that, you know?
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about that now. So you get out of YA, you know, things happen, you know, at what point was it when you said, you know what, like, I have talent? Because you do have talent, G. You know what I mean? You're very talented in a lot of different aspects, which is crazy. What made you think like it's time to use this talent to do something more, to see more than what I've seen?
Honestly, I didn't think about that shit, fool. Like, I thought about, because I remember when we were in Juvenile Hall, we didn't have radios and shit like that, you know?
Yeah.
You just hear everybody fucking making beats on their chest, the wall, the locker, the desk, any fucking thing you can hit, you know? And so that was like the music. So like I kind of got used to that shit. And then I used to hate that song Summer Nights, right?
Yeah,
Little Rob.
Yeah.
I remember that shit kept coming on. I broke my radio. And I didn't have a radio, and I actually just started writing shit. And then I didn't even know how to write a bar, but then when I got out, I remember I went to my homie's studio at his house, and he had a dope ass setup in there. And then fucking, we just recorded something real quick. And then I was like, in my head, I was like, I could do this easy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anything I start doing, that's how I started thinking of it. Like, I could do that. I got it. Like, give me like a month. Boom, I have this shit down packed, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I'll get in my zone and start training for that shit. So that's how I kind of been ever since then. Just pretty much, I just keep, like, every time I do something, I was just like, all right. I take notes, chalk it up, go back to the fucking drawing board with everything I know now. Boom, boom, boom. Like, for instance, yesterday I was in the studio with this kid, and he just got out of prison. He's young. Same shit. He was like me when I got out this last time. He didn't know how to like write a whole bar, but he was rapping. His shit was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So like I was kind of like co-producing, like just telling him like, do this. I was showing them how to count bars. You know,
Yeah.
fucking, I didn't think I'd be doing that shit.
That's crazy. Yeah, hell yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, fuck, never thought about that shit because, you know, when we're doing our shit, no, we weren't thinking about fucking rapping. Like when 14, 13, 15, we didn't fucking think about rapping. We didn't give a fuck about that shit. We used to fucking be like, I fool's just a rapper.
Yeah.
He's just a
That point.
rapper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's just a rapper. That's real shit. That's how people would look at him. And I used to be like, nah, I can't be. I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
You know, these fools that be rapping since they're like 12 years old and shit, and that's all they do. And that's cool. I'm not hating on them or nothing. I just know that me at that time, it wasn't me at the time. I had no interest in that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Whatsoever.
That's crazy because our pride a lot of the times, like, and our perception of life will block our abilities often.
Yeah. It'll fuck us up. It'll fuck your whole life up. And that's what I'm saying. It's a cultural problem we have.
Yeah.
We have a really bad cultural problem. So, like, where I'm at right now, you know, I was talking to my homie last night, was chilling, just smoking, whatever, you know, and I was like, you know, we're at a point right now where we got to fucking get our money right legitimately. Mm-hmm. You know, we got to like my PO comes to my house, she see my fucking beds outside, you know, she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, shit, all my shit's counted for. Back up.
Yeah.
Straight up, you know, and that's a good fucking feeling.
Yeah.
You know, and they come, they're like, damn, this fool got a better whip than me. Damn. Fuck. You know, fucking criminal, you know?
Yeah.
But they can't do nothing. So, like, now I'm just like, man, I just want to, the same kind of mind frame I had back then was like, you know, I want to represent us good. You know, I want to represent me good. Mm. I want people to look at me and see us in a good way, you know? Like, damn, I want people to be like, yeah, hell yeah, I know him. That's the homie. Fuck yeah, what's up, you know? And I look at that now and I want that same fucking shit, but in a legitimate way to where we could fucking really own shit, bro. Because I can only probably name like two, not even two, maybe like one motherfucker like that's like us that actually has it made legitimately. You know what I mean? And that comes with a lot of fucking pressure. It puts a lot of weight on someone's shoulders to do shit like that. Because like you said, we're our biggest critics. We're our biggest judges. You could go buy a nice ass fucking S-Class Benz and they're gonna be like, it's not a Maybach though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
hating.
Damn. for no reason.
Yeah.
And for no fucking reason whatsoever, instead of be like, hell yeah, get your money, homie, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you always have those cats that
there's no in between.
You know what I found too? And it's crazy because people talk about haters and shit. They don't really talk about them anymore, but they're still out there, right? They call them trolls now more. But fucking what's crazy is like they'll fucking nitpick shit and they'll be like, there's a hole in your story. It's like, dog, like motherfucker can't tell his whole story in 20 fucking minutes. You know what I mean? There ain't no holes. You know what I mean? It's like why can't you just find the motherfucking what this fool's trying to say? And you know what I mean? Like take that shit. Like take the good shit he's trying to say and move with it instead of trying to hate. Like it's kind of crazy though, but whatever. Some cats are funny like that. And you know what? With your story, what I want a lot of people to see, especially younger cats, right? Is to understand, like, you've seen places all over this country. You know what I mean? With your ability, and that's nuts. You know what I mean? Like who'd have thought? The only way we travel in the hood
was in a bus.
Yeah, shackled up. Yeah. So fucking for you to let me explain that. How is that to be like, fuck yeah, I got to show I'm jumping on a plane?
Honestly, fool, like real shit. I remember. When I got out, bro, and remember I told you I recorded some shit, and I just wrote it real quick to be recorded, and I knew that song was garbage. I was like, this song sucks, but in my head, I'm like, you know what? I could do this, you know? And I was like, I could do this really good. I think I'll be able to do it good because I know, like, I have a really good way of, like, we've been through a lot of shit, you know, and I know what I don't need to say, you know, to fuck my shit up, but at the same time, it's like I knew that I in my head that I'm gonna go places like that when I made that decision, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna move around and shit. So the first thing I did was I hit the homie. I hit up King Lil G because I knew him prior, and then I asked him. I'm like, hey, what was the best investment you made? And that fool said it was his shows. He's like, I invested in a bunch of shows, you know. And he told me a story about a show he did in, I think, Kansas. And he was like, we went a week ahead, gave out tickets and everything. He's like, we gave out tickets, all that shit, and for free.
Yeah.
For free, mind you, you know. It's one thing to pay $300-400 and get on someone's show and perform for 10 minutes and leave. And it's a whole other thing to get in contact with the promoters, the venue owners, the fucking book the venue, sell your own. Like, when you put in your own money and your own sweat behind it, it becomes more like, you know. So anyways, he told me a story where he went, like 4 people showed up.
Damn.
And yeah. And I was like, damn, that's it. He's like, yeah. And he's like, you know what? I'm glad though, because he's like, if you ever come into that situation, that's going to show you one or two things: that this ain't for you, or it is.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's either going to break your spirits and crumble you, because you know, it does to a lot of people. It will to anybody.
Yeah.
And well, anyway, so boom, fast forward. I took what he said and I applied my own shit. You know, I got my money, boom. Started just booking out my own venues, doing my own shows, being Opina, bam. Shout out to my boy Opina. And then, boom, we went to Portland. And we're in Portland. Boom, the cops ran up on us outside. Boom, we were driving to go get food. Bam, harassed us. Ooh, you guys are drug dealers, da-da-da-da. We know who you are. For real. They raided the venue. They parked in front of the venue with the fucking lights and everything at the front door, so nobody wanted to even go in. Bro, well, the Portland one was cool. The next day in Salem, this happened in Salem, my bad. We're in Salem the next day. Those cops from Portland came, followed us to Salem, and fucked with us there. Boom, like 4 people came. And I was like, man, I remember when this fool told me this. And I was like, it's okay, because I know this is going to be the last time this happens.
Yeah.
Because I learned exactly what the fuck we did wrong, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Everything, I keep telling these fools, you just got to do shit. Just keep doing shit, and you're going to either learn or you're not. If you don't learn, then you're failing. Just pick up what you can out of the situation that's going to be beneficial later on, however the fuck you want, you know?
Yeah.
Just take whatever it is, you know? I learned that not to fuck with that promoter at that show and go to that fucking venue no more.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so but it's cool though, because like I do go a lot of places now. Like, we've been to Washington, fucking last show I think I did was in Reno with Jay Stone. And then boom, a couple weeks later, his DJ Lico was engineering. We're over there in the studio in Hollywood, you know, and he works with Nips Camp and all them, you know. So it's cool, you know. I'm in the studio with people fucking that have been doing this for 20, 30 years, and I'm just like, fuck, you know. But they're always giving me game. Like, I ask a lot of questions. That's just me, you know.
Student of the game. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, because, you know, that's why I started learning how to mix and master on my own too, because I want to be able to do that later on for other people. Like, boom, come here, let me record you. Bam. You know, I don't want to be rapping when I'm fucking 35. Fuck that. You know, I'm straight on that.
You know, what's the trip? One thing that I tripped out on you when I found out you're doing music and shit, right? A lot of cats that were, because you were a little younger than me, a lot of cats that were doing music that were around your age would always hit me up. And, you know, I fuck with all the homies and shit. So I'm like, yeah, dog, like, I got you. We'll record you and all that shit, right?
And they bullshit.
Sometimes they do. Sometimes, you know, like I worked with a lot of cats and shit. Sometimes they come through, we'll drop a few things, but they're relying on me, right? They're relying on me mixing for them, recording for them, making a beat for them. I tripped out when I first started fucking with you. I was like, all right, homie could spit. And then you're like, I got you. I'll mix that. I'll mix my verse. And I was tripping out like, whoa, what the fuck? Like that shit kind of threw me off, because there wasn't a lot of cats that were like that. They could say, okay, I'll feature on your shit and I'll mix my part and I'll do this. And that shit was just like, whoa, like, damn, homie could do everything. And then when I was like, or when you were like, I'll shoot you the stems, I was like, oh, that was refreshing as fuck to hear, because nobody shoots the stems. They don't even know what the fuck that means. Yeah, when you're asking
for stems, they're like, what are those?
Yeah, yeah. And I was just like, damn, like my boy really doing this shit. You know what I mean? So that showed you were a student of the game.
Well, yeah, it's like, you know, like you just have to fucking, it's like anything. If you're gonna be slinging dope, you gotta know what an eighth and a tenner is. You know what I mean? You gotta know the ins and out of your fucking, okay, this dope, you can tell this shit's whack. You can tell you cut this down whack. You can tell that cut's kind of good. You just have to, it's an experience. And that's what I'm saying. When I'm with people that do this shit, like I'm asking questions. I don't give a fuck. Like, you know, why are you doing that? Why are you pushing this button? Like, what does that do? What is the reason? You know, that's just me. I'm always asking shit. Like, why? Like, what are you doing? And slowly, I've been picking up. You know, just boom and applying my own shit. Like, okay, you know, like I actually go take courses and shit. A lot of people don't even know I have college units and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, I was telling the homie, I think I'm about to enroll back in college for real shit because I want to get my business degree and shit. You know, because now this is basically because I don't have a 9 to 5. You know, people rap and then they go to construction in the morning. You know, right now I don't do that. I tattoo. You know, but lately I haven't even been doing that. I've been in the studio for like 2 weeks straight, folks.
Yeah.
I haven't even really been tattooing because this is where I'm putting all my focus in. You know, I'm like, boom.
And you know what's crazy is that there's a lot of cats that tat and they're pretty good. They're pretty good, but and I'm not even wanting to boost the motherfucker's ego, but you get down on that shit, and to be like you have options, and that's what a lot of cats don't understand. They have options. Utilize your talent.
You need to have options, dog. I keep telling motherfuckers, you need to have at least 3, at least 5 preferably, but at least 3. You know, that's why I was doing my merchandise, my music, tattooing. I had my cartridges, my pre-roll weed cones, all that shit. Like, I fucking put money in some stocks over here. Fucking, like, I'm over here, like, right now, I'm renting out a studio, too, now. So, like, I'm charging motherfuckers to do this shit, too, now. So, now I got this, you know? So, I'm trying to get my hands in all this shit. Like, this is just some real hustler shit, you know? It's like anything. Like, you push white, blacks, pills. I'm pushing this, and this.
Yeah,
but
multiple streams of income.
Yeah, except ain't no one trying to rob me for no stems. You feel me? No one's fucking, the cops ain't taking my shit. They fucking, we're legit, you know, and I want to keep doing this shit to like the next, every time like, boom, it's the next level. You know, you got to ask these questions. Okay, what's next? Once you start answering those questions, what's next and how do we get there? You're going to start getting better results and better ideas. Boom. And you got to surround yourself with those kind of people too. Cause that's why I don't fuck with a lot of these other artists, these other cats on the streets. Like, I don't like spending my time full just, like last night, I was actually just kicking it with the homie smoking a blunt, but we're having conversations like this, you know, we're trying to do something else too, but I don't ever really do that. Like, I don't ever do that. Like, I'm usually in the studio, tattooing, I'm fucking driving somewhere, I'm busting mission, I'm doing something, I'm busy, you know, I'm trying to get some shit done. And I think that's a good example to do, because once we get to these levels, we can show the younger homies how to get to that level, you know what I mean? And to me, that'll be way more rewarding than putting a gun and some dope in his hands. That's gonna get him 10 years. You know what I mean? That's gonna get him a murder case. That's gonna get him locked up. You know. Instead, I'm gonna be like, all right, here, boom. Like, I got a homie that's legit, a little young homie. He's like 21. I'm like, full. I'm gonna pay for your class. You're gonna get your concealed. We're gonna open up a business as a private security for you, and you're gonna be my personal. You're gonna roll with me. You know, and you're gonna get paid for that. He's like, what? I'm like, dog, fuck yeah, you legit. Like, we could do this. Like, get this shit in contract to where we're good, you know? Like, I know how to do this shit now. And dog, the man, to me, that'd be cool. Like, shit, let's go do a show. I'm just gonna be kicking it, strapped up. Hell yeah. You know? So, like, because we got to make sure the people around us are secure, you know, safe. I ain't worried too much about me, you know. I can take care of myself. Just other people around that makes me worried. So, you know, I'm just trying to get us to another level where we could be like, you know.
That's what it's all about. And you know, it's a trip is when you start grinding like that, you don't even realize until the end of the day how motherfucking tired you are. You know what I mean? And it's like, I always say, if I don't go to sleep exhausted, I didn't do enough that day.
Yeah, real shit. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I say. If you ain't sweating, you ain't fucking doing it. You ain't gonna go to the gym and not sweat. You ain't burning nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you try to go there, look cute. Like, hell no, you better do something. Jump on
Yeah,
that shit and fuck it
yeah,
up. So I want to talk about your new projects, what you're working on, because you said you are focusing all your time on music right now. Could you let
yeah.
us know a little bit about what you're working on and what's coming up?
Well, fucking, you know, I came across a really good fucking, what do you call it? I guess it's a good situation, you know?
Yeah,
Like I said, going through what we go through, we meet people. And, you know, long story short, one of my really good homies is really good homies with somebody that I already knew. But,
yeah,
you know, now it's like, okay. Well, anyway, so yeah, you know, like we got a little deal going on and shit, you know, and I got like, I got 3 albums to drop under the label. So I'm working on the first one right now.
yeah,
And I'm just trying to make sure everything is like tip top. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Like I've been sending songs out to 5, 6 different engineers because I want to hear which one's coming back nice. You know,
yeah,
instead of just sending to one, have a mix in, it's okay. Now I'm gonna put that out. Like I did that before because I felt like I had to put music out,
mm-hmm.
and I feel like I kind of fucked up by doing that because I was still in the learning process. You know.
Yeah,
And now where I'm at now, I feel like I'm way better writer. I can structure my music better, my songs. Like just everything's way better now because, like I said, just being with certain people and they're giving me the game, you know. So
yeah,
I gotta utilize this shit. So like I just been working, bro. Like in the studio, fucking literally, pretty much like around 12 o'clock to like 2, 3 in the morning.
damn,
I'm either listening to beats, writing the beats, mixing shit, recording somebody, you know, fucking, or I'm just rolling a blunt, burning, chilling,
yeah,
you know, vibing. But I want to be in that zone, bro. And I want to be in
yeah,
that zone, and I want to just turn it up a notch, bro. Just get everything high quality, real. I see a lot of people dropping music. You know, and it's just like, okay, their hard drives are probably empty though.
yeah,
I got a
yeah,
hard drive that'll last me 2 years right now.
yeah,
You know, like this is shit. Like, and I'm sending it to people that are gonna make this shit sound nice,
yeah,
really good. You know, and the same thing with the videos. I fucking had someone reshoot like 2 videos already and shit because I want to make sure, and I'm paying the extra money to do it. You know, because I want to make sure that it's good. You know, I want to drop good, solid fucking content, and it's gonna be on a big platform. So if it's on a big platform and it's fucking everything's high quality sound to the visuals and it's just good, like how can you lose?
yeah,
How? You know what I mean?
yeah.
You know? I don't know.
And yeah, no, that makes sense. And something that you keep saying that it's a trip that I want people to understand is that you keep saying, I'm dropping money on this. I'm dropping money on that.
Yeah, this shit
Like
is
yeah,
expensive.
you have to have skin in the game. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people, and I understand where they're coming from. They want hookups. Like, dog, could you hook me up? Could you hook up? How important is it to invest money to get it the way you want it, as
Dog,
opposed to waiting on
man,
somebody else doing it?
yeah. It's the honestly, from what I seen, because I only been doing music for like what, fucking 3.5, 4 years. And from what I seen, dog, I see a lot of people fall off.
Mm-hmm.
People probably think I fell off right now because I haven't been dropping shit. But watch when I do, they're gonna be like, "Oh shit, this is what he been doing." But you know, I just see him fall off because of the financial shit, bro. And that shit's expensive. You
Yeah,
know, a lot of people don't. If you want to buy a beat, like you're looking at least fucking what, 300, 500, 1,000, depending who the producers are, the stems, the wave. Boom, then studio time, then to mix and master it. You're in at least fucking over a rack easily. And
yeah,
then to fucking shoot a video, another 5,
yeah,
like fuck, you know. And then everybody does want to hand, like they don't. I don't think they come with the intention like help me because I need a handout, but they're just like, oh, I'm the homie, so you should hook me up. They have that thought in their head
yeah,
already.
yeah,
You know, and I get it, you know. I understand it, you know. Like I try to hook up the homies as much as possible I could without underbidding myself too, you know, because
yeah,
I'm respecting you enough to come out of my way with, even if it's a 10% discount, you know,
yeah.
because I still value myself.
Mhm.
And if you can't see that value, then how are you gonna respect my value? How am I gonna respect yours? Then you feel me?
Yeah, hell yeah.
And I think it's just the way how they go about it. Like usually when people would be like, "Oh, let me do this or whatever," boom, I'd be like, "All right, bet, boom, this much." All right, hell yeah, cool. I swear to God, 9 out of 10 times I'll be like, "Actually, just give me this much. Don't even worry
Yeah.
about it."
Yeah.
Boom. It's the motherfuckers that as soon as, oh, that's too much. Honestly, the conversations end right there. The conversations RIP right there a lot of the times. And it's just like, I tell these fools, dog, like before you even jump in this music shit, go jump in the streets or jump into a motherfucking clock in or work and get your fucking bread because this shit is expensive, dude.
Mhm.
It's expensive as fuck. Like a motherfucker, especially like with like you and me. We got fucking our kids or, you know, you got your whole family and shit. You're not like, fuck, we're not living at our mom's house and fucking, you
Yeah.
know, we're taking care of our shit, you know, like
Yeah.
this shit, it takes a toll. Like, you know, your house, 2 bands, this, fucking another 1,000 for this, 500 for this, 2 for the bill. Boom. That shit adds up so quick, and a lot of people don't see that shit. And it does take a toll, man. So before any of you motherfuckers want to jump into this shit, go get some money real quick, because this shit's gonna cost a lot. And if you want it done right, you're gonna have to pay.
Yeah. And I
You're
think
gonna have to pay.
that's the most important thing right there. If you want it done right, you know what I mean? Because if you're waiting for a hookup, there's homies that'll hook you up, but they ain't gonna hook you up with the top notch shit. You know what I mean? It's
That's what I'm saying.
yeah. It's like if you know motherfucker makes badass beats, his best beats are gonna go to paying customers or him. You know what I mean? You had to give him a reason to give you this motherfucking beat. You know what I mean? And if you give him the money, that you can be like, I want that one, and I'll pay you. And it's like that fool owes you nothing after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, if they don't have the money, what I would suggest is try to find a producer, someone that's good, that because usually we have someone in the crowd that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
You know, make that your fucking friend. You know what I mean? Make him your friend so you guys can create a sound together. And you guys will be on the same level when you're making music, because it's an energy thing. You know, it's a frequency shit. You got to be on the same frequency for it to come out good. And do a royalty split. If you ain't got the cash, you be like, look, if you can make the beat, I'll write it and we'll just upload it and split the royalties 50-50.
Yeah. Everybody
Or
wins.
give me 20%, 25 for my verse. And you know, there's ways to go about it if you don't have the money. The thing is, a lot of these people don't know these things.
Yeah.
That's why I keep trying to tell these motherfuckers, like, look, you don't need this. You can do this by, you can do this, this, and this, like this. You know, you can just give them the game. But the fucked up part is a lot of this shit that I know, no one really told me. Well, some of it they did, you know, here and there when I asked, but besides me asking, no one told me. So if you're not gonna, how the fuck am I gonna know what you know? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you don't ask, that's why I ask.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's just a whole like if you want to learn it, you're gonna learn it. Like that's how I see it. Like I'll jump on YouTube and watch videos for hours. I'll jump online, download little courses and shit, and I'll really go into depth and studying this shit like a college class. You know, because I know the information I'm gonna get is gonna make me a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and I just keep that in the back of my mind, like, all right, I know what to do with this information, you know?
Yeah. Hell yeah. And so let me ask, could you give us any details on your label, what it is, or any of that information, or is that still in the wraps or undercuts right now?
Nah, I'm not really saying too much until he drops it. Like people know, you know, but I'm not really saying too much until we drop some shit. Like, and I could just hit the home and go, here, drop this, and you know, here he says, like, just give me what you want me to drop, and I'll drop it.
Yeah.
But just remember, you know, this is kind of like an introduction for all the people that don't know you. So I want to make sure that introduction is going to be nice. That's why I'm taking my time. You know, I'm not in a rush with no one. I'm not in competition with nobody. I'm not fiending for a spotlight or none of this shit, you know? I'm just chilling in the cut. I know what I'm doing is going to work. You know, as long as I know it's going to work, it's going to fucking work. So one way or another, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, you just got to set your mind to this shit and go, you know? It's just like when motherfuckers sliding, you know, you hopping in a whip ready to go. You got to jump in the rip. You got to jump in a plane ready to go. Like, like I hopped in the plane and went. I'm fucking just to go to a studio session.
Damn.
And I flew back the next day. And they're like,
Yeah.
damn, you just went for a studio. I'm like, yeah, I was over there at Kanye West's studio, though, Eastwood from Death Row Records, like, and my dogs, you know, like, we was chilling. You know, my boy King Lil G put me on in a good way with the right people. Like, I'm right where I need to be.
Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, let me see. Oh shit. Hear me, fool?
Yeah.
Yeah, my motherfucking mic froze up. But yeah. So with that being said, G, you know, where can we find you at?
Man, on Spotify, iTunes, just look up Trippy G, Instagram, Trippy_G. You know, I'm everywhere, dog. I'm fucking Facebook, all that shit. I ain't got no gay ass TikTok, though, I'll tell you that.
Well, that's the homie Trippy G right here. You guys will be seeing a lot more of him, and I appreciate you taking that time, G.
Yeah, man, just keep grinding, bro. That's
Yes,
it.
sir. That's
Get
it. Much love, my boy.
Oh, yeah, thank you, bro. Thank you.
Thank you. Peace. How did I stop this? IG fucking yeah, my
Oh, shit.
motherfucking thing.